Well, Bleeding Grace was originally inspired by a poem that I wrote, which was about my experience of finding out that I was going to be a mother, and the experience of being a new mother. And after I wrote the poem, I thought it would be interesting for it to be staged in a as a play, because then the play would sort of unearth things that I couldn't work out in the poem itself. And I thought, who better to collaborate with than my dear old friend, Farid, who we last worked before we both became parents. We last worked in 2005 together, where we did this really crazy piece of theatre called Inconsequential, My Lush Plastic Love in a Garden of Numb. That was years ago, and so we haven't worked together since. And I thought it would be really great for us to come together and work on Bleeding Grace.
Yeah, for me, I was fortunate again to work with my fellow collaborator here. And another thing that I could bring into the work is the perspective of the man, of being a father, or in fact how a father responds to the wife, the husband, the father, husband respond to the wife, the father respond to the child. And on top of that, because I think, we grow comfortable over the years of working together. I think this time around, like, she chose something new, and then see how we can unearth that. Yeah.
So we've got two cast members. One is Eleanor Tan, who I recently worked with in December for a play called Mata Hati. And since then, we've become quite close. We've shared a lot of things in common, things such as how we manage being artists and being mothers, how we manage our self-identity and our identities in our family. And we've sort of, we talk a lot, we have workshop sessions, and we talk about these sorts of experiences, and also we just shoot the breeze. The other cast member is Fita Hilmi, who is a collaborator of ours from way back when we did that, and I think the two of them bring a great sort of bank of physical theatre knowledge and a lot of different sorts of trainings into the performance.
Okay, for this work, right, we actually don't call ourselves like directors, playwright, or whatever. We actually have a bunch of co-creators, so to speak, and then we kind of share the space. And I think it's good to get the perspective of different people, especially coming from different discipline, different angles. Like, for example, we have Bani, who is our sound designer. He's also playing live, and our maestro. Yeah, and on top of that, we have our two performers. And Angie, yes, the visual artist who's doing the set for this piece. So we started by, I think we're lucky to have ample time to have good process work. So we started out quite early, whereby we kind of have a workshop series, so to speak. In a space where we just jam, and then we just throw off ideas to each other.
I think you can expect a marrying of different forms. You'll have there's poetry on stage, there's physical theatre, there's live music, and Bani uses many different instruments, pulls from many different genres of inspiration. So it's different elements are coming together.
And the way he uses these instruments is not in a conventional way, but in a very different way. Yeah.
And I think in terms of Farid's direction, Farid brings a lot of very exciting physical language onto the stage, which is why I really wanted to work with him in this piece, because he is the complete opposite of me. I find it very challenging to come up with a visual, but he's immediately visual. So I think that's what we enjoy about working with each other, because we are so different. Our basic instincts as artists are the opposite, but I think they complement each other.
Yeah. And Angie is a visual artist, so she brought another new element to the piece. I think the set could look very much like an installation piece. Yeah.
Don't miss Bleeding Grace,
5th to 7th July
at Esplanade Theatre Studio.